Call of Warhammer, beginning of the end times. I'll be playing as the High Elves today, and new in this mod, the Dragon Lords of Caledor. Extremely powerful flying unit, but very expensive to field. Gonna have two of those this battle, and in the front of my army, you know them well, Lothern Sea Guard, very versatile dual-purpose unit. Can go into shield wall and present a nice phalanx of spears, or just rip enemies apart from range with their longbows. Swordmasters of Hoeth and Phoenix Guard rounding out my elite infantry, and over on my left flank, a Tiranoc Chariot, also new in beginning of the end times. Mobile weapons platform that can flatten enemy units with a good rear charge. And of course, the Dragon Princes of Caledor, loaded up with heavy armor and backed up by some high elf spears to help turn a cav engagement should the need arise. Shifting over now to Gojira, he'll be playing on my team as the Lizardmen. We got more Stegadons, boys, and again, thank you very much for all the awesome support on my last Lizardmen video. That was awesome. It got all the way up to almost 40,000 views in less than a month. That's really good stuff. A Temple Guard up on this hill, some Kroxigors backing them up. Love that model. They are beasts because most troll units usually only have like 10 to 15 men in a unit. Kroxigors have the same stats as trolls for the most part, but they've got 30 Kroxigors in a single unit. Across from us, two of the wonderful mod creators, Admiral Thrawn and Tom Doof, playing as the Dogs of War and Greenskins. Up front, the Sons of Stromfells, really strange unit, only briefly mentioned in the Gotrek and Pelix series, but Admiral Thrawn decided to add it because he liked the idea of Sharkmen. I mean, who can really blame him? He's got some halfling archers, a strong line of armored land pikemen, and Golgfag's mercenary ogres, the famous brethren of the man-eater himself. Also a grudge-bringer cannon in the background that might be a problem if we don't close the distance relatively soon. Again, the strong pike line, and then the cursed company of Richter Kruger. Very interesting unit, pretty flavorful. You can see a bunch of undead there, but they've got Empire Swordsmen, Chaos Warriors, Kislev units, and Bretonnians mixed up in that massive unit of 250. Forest Goblin Spider Riders moving up the mountain now. They look really funny, but pretty cool. They have a very powerful charge bonus. You definitely have to watch out for the Spider Riders in this mod for sure. And Lizardmen coming right up the center, and they're going to charge directly into the pike line. So I don't actually know how effective pikes are against Stegadons. I haven't seen too much of that, but regardless, they're going to go right into the center of that pike formation. Saurus Warriors charging up right now into the pikes, and we'll see what they can do. Kind of a weird formation from Gojira there. He probably should have spread out a little bit more to get more of that charge bonus, but Stegadons already breaking up that formation. Could go into the Grudgebringer cannon and silence those if you wanted to. Greenskins moving up now. Got some Doomdiver catapults in the background here. Not crazy effective artillery, but they do have really long range, and my dragons are going to get stuck in there against some of the ogres. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep them in there for, but I definitely want to get that charge bonus off. Cycle charging is probably the best way to use dragons in this mod, and following up behind Phoenix Guard are going to back up the Saurus Warriors, and we'll see if we can push through the Dogs of War army. Into a flanking position now, got some Silver Helms and my Dragon Princes. Do have my dragons over there as well, and the Goblin Riders did charge into my Swordmasters of Hoeth. That's not a good engagement actually for my Swordmasters. If you let them get charged, they are a sword unit, they will get wrecked, and he actually tied them up and then counter-charged with the Black Orc. So really good move from Tom Doof there. Those Swordmasters are going to have a bad time, but Greenskins are moving up now to reinforce, and my Silver Helms are going to go for the Doom Divers and silence those, see what kind of havoc they can wreak in the back lines. Cold Ones, Saurus Warriors on Cold Ones moving now. They're going to charge into the Boar Boys, see what kind of damage can be done there. They don't have lances, so they don't have an amazing charge bonus, but they are Cold Ones, so they're still pretty powerful unit. And I am tying up some ogres over on the other side. Giants, there are giants on the field for the Dogs of War. They're coming up behind, and now all the cavalry from the Dogs of War are moving up from the lower position on the mountainside and getting into a flanking position. And he does have some decent cav units there, especially Volan's Venators, but they are not going to be able to deal with Dragon Princes of Caledor, and I'm in a really good position to shut down this cav attack. So here come my first charge into the flank of Ragnar's Wolves. Light cav unit, it's a pretty decent unit, but it cannot stand up toe-to-toe with Dragon Princes. And then I've got Tiranoc Chariot and some other units. Even my Dragon Lords are coming into the fight. Another great charge into the flank of some of these Araby cav units, and I am going to completely surround this block of cav and just charge it over and over again with the Dragon Lords. And that cav has no chance of winning that fight. I'm going to crush this cav engagement over here Am tying down some elephants as well. There are some Arabian elephants on the field also. And the Greenskin General is going to go down to my Swordmasters of Hoeth. It wasn't in the Black Orc unit. So Greenskins actually do have some morale problems. Losing the gen here won't be great for them. Things are going pretty well, but balance bar is still in the 50-50 territory. So Dragon Lords charging in, going to nestle down and kind of chill in the middle of this formation. Definitely don't want to be doing that. I should be pulling them out of combat. Now, the kind of OP thing about flying units in this mod is that when you pull them out, you can't attack them because they get up into the air. So it's honestly really hard to kill Dragon Lords or some of these other units. Skink Priests are now shooting into this massive blob of Greenskins and Dogs of War. Look at how thick that formation is. So many units tied down in one location. They can't really get around the flank because our Swordmasters are holding down the right side. Greenskins can't get around, and that's going to allow the Skink Priests from above on that really nice vantage point to start shooting in pretty soon here, and when they do, they're going to cause some carnage, so let's watch out for that. But right now, I am moving one of my Silver Helms into a flanking position, see if I can get a good charge off, and lots of Lizardmen streaming down from the mountains. So, yeah, the Skink Priests are actually in an ambush state right now, just kind of chilling. They should open up fire pretty soon here. Cold Ones tied down with some Black Orcs. They are dying. Don't want to leave them in melee with Black Orcs by any means. Just want to be cycle charging with the Cold Ones for sure. Dragon Lords in the back. Just charged some Black Orcs, causing some more carnage there. And I love the animation for the Dragon Lords when they start flying. Yes, it's a little bit wonky, but for a Medieval 2 mod, Medieval 2 game that's more than a decade old, I think it's amazing they even got flying units working. Now the Skink Priests are going to start opening up, and you can see they're going to start burning a bunch of the Greenskins alive. That is the best way to deal with the fungus that is a Greenskin unit, and a rear charge from Temple Guard, and this is going to turn into an absolute massacre, getting eviscerated by Skink Priest from the flank, getting rear charged by Temple Guard, and tied down by Swordmasters of Hoeth from the front. This entire block of Greenskins is not going to have a good time at all. And especially with the stacking morale penalties from the War Boss death and being under flaming attack from the Skinks, there's a very real possibility of a chain route here, which would carry them straight into the waiting clutches of the Temple Guard. And if I was trying to run from a battlefield, I can't think of too many things I'd want to run into less than a bunch of powerful angry lizards with Maqueedle war clubs. That would be not a fun thing to run into at all. But I mean, seriously, this shot right here is the kind of thing that makes Warhammer and this mod in particular so awesome. I mean, you've got dragons fighting ogres, a bunch of crazy heavily armored units, skink mages sniping greenskins from on high in a bloodbath pretty much everywhere you look. And this map is actually designed super well. It's not the most balanced map I've ever played, but it's interesting. It's one of those maps where you're not just playing on a flat plane, something that, oh, I hate the Rome to Attila map syndrome, where it just feels like every game you play is on rolling plains with a few hills and maybe a tree here or there. This is one of those maps where there's actual choke points and terrain you have to fight over, and it just makes battle so much more interesting. It's one of the things I am really hoping to see in Total War Warhammer more than anything else, is maps where you actually have to worry about the terrain and what's going on. I just think that the maps in Rome 2 and Attila are so boring compared to the custom created maps in Shogun 2. We'll see. All the maps I've seen so far on Total War Warhammer have been really interesting. And actually now we get to see the Arachnaroc Spider in melee. Not my favorite model in this mod, I'll be honest. And this is no insult to the mod creators at all. It is cool looking, just doesn't really look like the Arachnaroc we've already seen in Total War Warhammer, or the tabletop model, really. It just looks like a big spider. Regardless, though, they are going to cause some damage here in the center of the Temple Guard and my High Elf Spears. And we're just going to surround them now at this point. We've cleared up most of the Greenskin units on the field. Some Ogres and a couple of Dogs of War units. The Giants are still alive, and the Doom Divers are still shooting in the back there. But we have pretty much completely wrapped up this engagement. The Dogs of War General is going to go down there to a Dragon Lord charge. It's actually pretty cool looking. Kind of swoop down, just hit him with his claws and threw him to the ground. But yeah, we got just a nasty surround off on the Greenskin army there. That was really awesome. We saw the Lizardmen charge from the rear. They kind of streamed down from the mountainside, hit them right from the flank and in the rear, and no army is going to do well in an engagement like that, especially not the Greenskins, who do have morale issues sometimes. So that was awesome. The Dragon Lords did work this battle. We'll see their kills soon enough. Managed to take down both the Ragnaroks there pretty quickly, actually, considering they're the only thing left on the field. Sons of Stromfells, those goofy sharks with the pitchforks. The Tridents are going to try to do some last bit of damage here, but with Cold Ones and Dragon Princes of Caledor still on the field and all these units for us, they really have no chance of doing too much. The Kroxigors are tied out down with the last giant over on this side, and then I saw that Doom Diver in the background, and here come the Dragon Lords. Gonna get a nice charge down the mountainside. Gonna swoop down, and yeah, again, a little bit of a buggy charge, but we're gonna see him land, and I will be able to take out these Doom Diver crews very easily. And once that happens, the battle will be wrapped up, and Gojira and I will take the field against the mod creators Tom Doof and Admiral Thrawn. Again, thank you both, sirs, for joining us for this battle. Really fun stuff. Amazing work on all of these models. And thank you for sharing the mod with us. I'm glad that all you guys are getting to watch this content. Of course, I know you'd rather play than watch my videos, but with that said, the mod will be coming soon. It should be out, like I said before, Total War Warhammer, probably, I think, in the next month or month and a half, if things haven't changed from the mod creator's standpoint. So that was a heroic victory. Only took about 600 losses, bunch of kills, and a bunch of kills on routing units. Much of those were from the Greenskins, who got completely surrounded. My Dragon Lords did work. One of them, I think, got 280 kills. Yeah, 280 kills. My Phoenix Guard got 100 kills. And across the board, High Elves are just... Honestly, High Elves are the best faction in Call of Warhammer 1.6, and they're probably the best faction in this version of the mod as well, especially with the dragon units. They are ridiculous. They are so versatile, so good. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the game, and I'll be bringing you more content soon.